everyone, and welcome back to the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla.
I'm Zee Garcia.
And we're going to be taking a look at a dice game coming from Yellow, Pina Coladice. This is going to be like I said, a dice game, pretty simple, kind of reminiscent of tic-tac-toe and Yahtzee, all rolled up into one in a cute little Pina Colada kind of theme, I guess, or summer drinks theme.
Yeah, sort of refreshing drinks and tic-tac-toe.
And tic-tac-toe. So, all right, let's check out how it plays, and then we'll give you our thoughts.
Here we've got the game set up for 3 players, with the first player starting with 1 point, second player with 2, third with 3, so on, up to 4 players. We've also randomized the board from these tiles, shuffled them up, and built this 4x4 grid. Some of them are flipped over to the other side to create more spaces based on the player count as well. So the rest of these can go away, and we are ready to begin. The players are, in turn, going to roll the dice. They get 3 rolls, so 2 re-rolls. And then, if they fulfill one of these categories, they can place one of their drinks on that location, get the number of victory points listed there on their track, and it'll be the next player's turn, so they'll hand them the dice. You will trigger the end of the game if you get to 20 victory points, or if you place all 6 of your drink markers. In that case, we'll finish out the round. The star player has this coaster to remind them of that, and then we see who has the most points. However, you can go into a sudden death and win automatically if you get 4 of your drinks in a row or a column. So if you get them here, or a row, or even diagonally, if you get 4 in a line, you immediately win the game and everything is over. And so the different locations have different ways in which you are attempting to score, with the green ones being pairs. So you got pairs of 1s, 3s, 5s, so on. Sometimes it'll also be 2 pairs. And then the blue ones would be triplets, as you see there, and the red ones having other combinations, such as having all the dice together equal 9 or less, all the dice together be 26 or more. This means only even dice. This is a straight, so different values, actually. This is a straight, a small straight, so whatever value, +1, +2, +3. Large straight happens to be right there. A full house, 3 of one kind, so a triplet and a pair. And then 4 of a kind is right there, all the same. This is what's known in another game as Yahtzee, getting 5 of the same. So that's the idea. Very, very simple. You would roll. You would keep whatever you want to. You would roll again, and a third time if you want. And now I have a pair of 4s, a pair of 6s, and a 1. Now let's say that there's nothing out there that I can do, and if I can, I have to, by the way. So if one of these was a pair of 6s, I would have to do that. If I cannot, because there's no pair of 4s, pair of 6s, not everything is even, okay? Then I simply won't place one. But if you play with the variant on the back of this board, they have a name for it, but it's like a spicy variant. Basically, if you cannot place one, then you're going to roll a single die and apply an effect. This is optional. You do not have to play with this. It introduces a little more chaos. And the idea here being the higher numbers are better for you, the lower numbers are worse. For example, if you roll a 1 when you cannot place one of your drinks, then you lose 3 victory points. But if you roll a 6, you get 4. And these let you bump other people away, take over their spots, or clear their spots, that sort of thing. So again, it introduces a little more randomness, a little more, sauce to the whole proceedings. But it is optional. If you just want to play the straight, forward way, then you can do that. And again, every time you take a location, let's say I'd gotten 3 6s here, and I want to take the full house, 3 6s and 2 4s. Then I would put this here, and I would gain 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points as listed right there. Then it goes to the next player. That's the game. 20 points, all 6 of these, and then you score, or sudden death, 4 in a row, and you win outright.
All right, so let's start off with the components and I guess just general production. I really was charmed by it. I think the look kind of going with the muted color theme really has that refreshing summer kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Your individual player meeples having the different drinks, associated and screen printed on them. And then just the dice being a very, again, kind of looking like ice almost, I thought was just a nice touch. So I really enjoyed the production of this. I was charmed by it.
I think a small game like this, a small dice-driven game like this, very much sharing a lot of DNA with Yahtzee, is going to honestly kind of live or die by its production. The look of the cover, the production of the pieces, those things will get people to pick it up off a shelf. We'll keep bringing it to the table. For the family who's like, hey, what about that pina colada game? Let's play that frosted dice game again. It'll kind of, do some heavy lifting. And I think the production here, the look of this cover is wonderful. The whole thing has a nice production that does not feel over the top, but you can tell they thought about every little piece of it.
I agree.
The coasters aren't busy, but they're full of artwork.
Right.
The dice, they did not need to go for that gorgeous frosted blue, but they did. So I agree with you.
Yeah, and you mentioned the coasters as well, just these being coasters, I think is so fun. In fact, I'd be a little bit worried having the components out. Like, whatever I'm not using, I'm going to put back in the box for sure, because somebody might grab it and use it as a coaster.
Right.
And I'd be like, no, that's a game piece. So we have to be a little careful of that. We said tic-tac-toe and Yahtzee. That's what it really boils down to, is a pretty simple game behind that.
Yes.
Not a whole lot going on mechanically, and quite a bit of luck as well.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. There's quite a bit of luck. I do enjoy that. Again, I've played a lot of games that use tic-tac-toe mechanisms, and you're kind of looking for what's the thing, what's the hook. This game starts as Yahtzee. It's just a sort of roll. You got your 2 re-rolls, and then place wherever you can. And if a choice is there, then whichever one gives you the most points. But I do like that quickly in the game you start to notice, if I get one here and one here, then I get that column and I win outright. And the other players will definitely see that too and go, okay, well, we need to stop them. So you start rolling for specific things, and I like that very much. You start to get the spatial part of the game quickly starts to matter. Yeah. And I enjoy that. That feeling of it's not just roll for the best combination, it's now roll for that combination so you can stop somebody.
Right. And if you don't get it, see if there's something else, so that that you can take advantage of instead. Yeah, so I really like that, and especially with the different ways to win. It doesn't have to win by tic-tac-toe. And so I like that option is in there, but it leaves some flexibility so you don't just feel like you're getting punished by the randomness. If it had to be a tic-tac-toe, then it's like, I just can't get that to save my life. Well, you can be a little bit tactical and be like, you know what, I'm just going to go for the easy ones then. Or I'm just going to go for the points, and I'm just going to find the big point one. So, I like that the flexibility is in there where it's not just Yahtzee and it's not just tic-tac-toe.
Right.
And it's not just points either. So,
those things are so familiar to just about everybody that this is going to be one of those games that I think a lot of people are going to quickly be able to jump into, find it breezy, and find it enjoyable. I will say one of my small issues with the game is that I find the iconography they chose to go with for some of the coasters to be a little not traditional, let's say. Like, for example, a straight shows a letter A for whatever number, and then a +1 after that, and the next cube, a +2, a +3.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Like, at first, I have to explain this to a person playing for the first time. I could just say, like, it's a small straight, like 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're like, okay,
but
got
it's not A+1, A+2, or something like that. And so you're like, what is +1? Right.
Yeah, and there's even one that just has, like, A, B, C, D, E. And it's like, what? Just all 5 different numbers. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense, and once you know it, you know it. But still, some of the iconography on these is a little funky.
It is going to, it's going to be weird
but,
that first time.
Yeah.
For sure, absolutely. And the other thing I think you mentioned in the overview was the variant, the happy hour. Whereas
I forgot what it was called, but the happy hour variant, yes.
So if you don't fulfill something, you turn, you get to turn one over and kind of reset the board. I found this to be a refreshing, I think, variant. It's a variant that I don't know that I would always use, but I did appreciate it just for that little extra, I don't know, kind of spice. Or,
That's actually the word I used in the overview as well. I was like, it adds a little spice to it. Yeah, so basically I showed you guys the coaster there, the back of that coaster, and then I just kind of showed the extremes. If you roll a 1, lower is worse than higher. So if you roll a 1, you lose 3 points. If you roll a 6, you get 4 points. But then some of the ones in the middle, which I said, kind of let you manipulate what's going on the board. Yeah, you're mentioning one that lets you take a coaster and flip it to the other side, meaning there's now fewer spaces for our drinks or more spaces for our drinks. And yeah, that's a funky thing. It changes where you could go, or it takes away a space that somebody, was in. It's a clever thing. It's a strange thing. And random, but fun.
Very much random. Very, very much so. But the whole game kind of is. But I found that in plays, you can kind of read the group and know if that would work.
Sure.
And if this is your second or third time playing and people are loose and enjoying the time, you're like, hold on, guys, let's, again, add a little spice to it. Let's change this up just a little bit. And it just kind of elevates the game without changing it too much. But it's also not always needed. And that's exactly what I want from a variant included in the base game.
Right.
It's an alternate way to play that might change it just a little bit to fit your group. So altogether, is there anything else before final thoughts here?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and jump into it.
Okay.
I think this is a great stocking stuffer. This is a great game for people that are casual gamers. They, a game might come out when they get together for family gatherings or that sort of thing. And well, this I think is going to go over like gangbusters for people like that. It's a small box. It'll be a good one to, again, bring to that gathering and say, you guys enjoy rolling dice, because you'll know them. It'll be your family or friends. Enjoy rolling dice. Enjoy something that's easy to get into, like tic-tac-toe. This is going to bring some of those flavors together and I think give you a good, quick, which is important, short, punchy time. You can throw a little spice on it if you want to, or just play the way it is out of the box. Yeah, for me, comfort food right here. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. Definitely, you have to have the right audience. This is not a game that I'm saying you should play this or like, Arcs. It's not the same kind of game. But for the right audience, I think it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm at a 7.5 though. Same kind of thing. It's a party game in feel, but not in size. So I guess I put it more in like a filler category or more in that casual gathering category.
Right.
And in either of those two situations, this would be one that I reach for pretty often. You know, I mean, I think you can play it a couple times in a row. You can play it with your families who don't play games, but they are familiar, like you said, with Yahtzee and tic-tac-toe, things like that. Or as so-and-so's not here yet. They got stuck in traffic. They'll be in 15 minutes. Let's do a quick game of Pina Coladice, and then we have our main game night. So it's a very flexible game in that. And in that realm, I think a lot of people, like you said, will enjoy it. And I was one of them. So for that, it's a 7.5 for me. All right, that's going to do it here for us with Pina Coladice. Thanks for joining us here at the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla.
I'm Zee.
And go have some fun rolling some dice and having some summer drinks.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.